And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week. March Madness has come to an end, and that is a particular delight to one of our younger viewers who told her dad, whom she knew me, tell that guy to stop talking about Villanova all the time. So, at least for now, in the next few months, I'll do that. And yes, Ella, there is a Virginia, and they are now the first-time national champions. A storied history there, and in particular some recent history, some of which they hoped they had not made. Last year, of course, they became the first #1 seed to lose to a 16. I'll never forget where I was sitting there and watching that amazing upset, not only losing, but getting systematically torn apart by UMBC, who had played Central Penn College earlier in the season. I'm still thinking about that. But now they have a championship in hand, the kind of history they wanted to make, and in Coach Bennett and the entire team, a really class act. Coach Bennett, right up there with Jay Wright. See, I couldn't even resist. But congratulations to UVA and their national championship. And now, on to the Masters. You know, Nick Faldo said, Augusta National is perfection. The course is perfection, and it asks for perfection. Pretty well says it all. Ben Hogan once said that if the Masters didn't offer any prize money, he'd still be there competing as hard as he possibly could. That says it all as well. It's at a very special place on earth, Augusta, Georgia. Have a great weekend. It's going to be a great time. And now, on to more sublime things. This week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has taken his 5th term as Prime Minister of Israel, both a political and personal victory for Bibi Netanyahu, who, of course, has some Pennsylvania roots. Cheltenham High School, a schoolmate, not a classmate, they're a couple years apart, but with Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. There's a good sports trivia question for you sometime. Netanyahu ran on a peace and prosperity platform, having turned Israel's economy around and made it more stable in the region. And the U.S. played some role in that as well, with the recent announcement about the embassy and the actual move to Jerusalem, with the Golan Heights now being recognized as Israel's sovereign territory, and with the designation of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist organization. All those things kind of played into the Israeli elections, where the Likud party, Netanyahu's party, took 35 seats, more than in any other election under his tenure, now long, as prime minister there. And here was a guy who ran with some legal problems, with a strong economy, and with a safer country. Sound familiar? It may be a precursor to 2020. And here at home, the Democrats continue with their apology tour. This week, it was Senator Gillibrand's turn. Of course, Joe Biden's doing it all the time, but Gillibrand's now apologizing for her stand on immigration and on having an A- rating from the NRA. Think about that. You know, at least Bernie Sanders, when he was confronted with a high rating from the NRA, said, hey, I represent Vermont. What did you expect? And more news coming out as we speak. Julian Assange is arrested. Greg Craig is indicted. The Barr release of the Mueller report is imminent. He testified before Congress this week, so we will have tons to talk about next week. But for now, that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.